Hello, my beautiful souls. This is another episode with the Queen of Magic, and I welcome you back to this channel because this is where we help you create your own real magic, money, and manifest your deepest, most secret dreams. I'm here as your guide, the Queen of Magic, to help you navigate this incredible journey. Because that's really what it is. It's a journey of self-discovery. So today, I just wanted to share a few things about what you'll learn on this channel and how to approach the things that you're going to hear about and learn on this channel. First of all, I want you to think of this as a sacred space because everything here is designed to uplift you and to allow you to go deeper, but also to fly higher as this beautiful, unique expression of the one that you are. And with that in mind, there's no right and there's no wrong way to explore you, right? The activities that I'll share or the reflections that I share on any of these videos is just an opportunity for you to become aware and to dive a little deeper. And so leave all of your judgments about you or anything that you hear here before you come in. Every moment that we're here on this planet, really, truly, if you be mindful, every moment is an opportunity for you to see yourself more clearly. And boy, oh boy, after you do it for a few decades, some days I say I want to have a metaphysical day off because clearly I'm looking deeply inside. Something is always calling me deeper. There's a great song by a singer I know named Jamie Lula. If you have a chance, look it up. I'll see if I can put the link in the body here. And it's called Something's Calling Me Deeper. Something is calling you deeper. That's why you ended up on this channel. I can assure you there are no mistakes. But understanding how you're approaching life will allow you to reveal more of who you are and reveal and take away some of those obstacles, those blocks, those things that are keeping us stuck. And so how you're approaching life is just a reflection of what your values and beliefs are at this point in time. And that doesn't mean that your beliefs can't change. That's the beauty of all of this. This is a realm where judgment simply doesn't apply. So if you're going to judge yourself, please don't. Believe me, I'm the queen of judgment as well. If I judge myself, what I'm doing is judging outside. And if I judge outside, I'm judging myself. So judgment is just as an inner and an outer experience. And it doesn't support the authentic you. So interestingly, there's a phrase that I heard. I remember when I heard it for the very first time is how you do anything is how you do everything. I remember exactly where I was. It was a Millionaire Mind event with Harv Eckert. It was about building this millionaire mind, but it was the first time that I heard him say or heard the phrase, how you do anything is how you do everything. So let that land for a second because honestly, what I find is a lot of people have pushback about that. But if you hear it and then you begin to be curious about it, you're going to notice that it's absolutely the truth. For me, it was a profound insight. And one I hope that you will remember, and one I know that you're going to remember because you heard it. So when you're traveling throughout this channel, you're traveling throughout your day, when you watch my videos or you participate in any of my courses, I'll say this a lot, but right now, just think about that. How you do anything is how you do everything. Remember that the focus is on you and how you're experiencing life right now, but what you do, believe, or feel is just an outpicturing of what is in your beliefs. I did a video on the beliefs. You can check it out right here. Because at the end of the day, the beliefs are what we've created, that programming that we've created. So it doesn't mean that they're true, but they feel true, believe me. And I've had people argue with the fact that they're true, but they're just beliefs. And what they're doing is they're filtering how you do anything. So how you do anything is how you do everything. That's such a great place to begin, to become aware of what is driving your actions, feelings, and beliefs. Because once you hear this idea of how you do anything is how you do everything, you can't unhear it. Sorry, not sorry. And if you're truly curious about you, not about me, not about how the rest of the world shows up. Because what the world is doing that you're seeing is just a reflection of who you are. But when you start to get truly curious about you, you can use this information to become more, reveal more of that true essence of who you are rather than your programming. Because at the end of the day, it really truly is about you and who you truly are. You are a unique expression of the one, and claiming that and knowing that you are at your core, you're pure love. You're just pure love. And all of this filtering and all of these masks and all of this covering up, it's just a part of that programming that you've given to yourself. So this realization, at least for me, was a game changer. And it can be for you too, if you begin to pay attention. Because your mind is a beautiful, complex tool. And by observing how you engage with life, you're going to discover your unique patterns and programming. And then what do you do with that? Maybe they work for you, maybe they don't. But if you're aware of them, at least revealing them will give you an opportunity to make a choice. So let's consider beliefs, for example. Perhaps you hold the belief that money is limited, which I hear that a lot. And during our journey together, I want to encourage you to explore, just explore and be curious how you came to hold that belief. Because that's simply a belief. And if it's a belief, then you can question it and you can change it. Because I have lots of people who have the belief, who have changed it, that now money is everywhere, because it truly is. But ask yourself questions like, who instilled that belief in you? How does it shape your life? Does it bring you peace or suffering? What happens when someone challenges that belief? Which is exactly what I'm doing right here in this moment. I'm challenging your beliefs. Your beliefs that there's lack and there's scarcity and there isn't enough. Because that is absolutely 100% false. There is so much everywhere. There is an abundance, an unlimited, infinite amount of good, money, wealth, prosperity, abundance. And all you have to do is claim that belief. Because beliefs are like threads woven into the fabric of your existence. And it affects every aspect of your life, especially your relationship with money. So what do you have to do first? It's vital to understand the role that beliefs, especially your belief around money, play and how it impacts you. I love the Buddha and the Buddhist tradition because it says life is about suffering. And if you're not at peace with who you are, then you're suffering. If you're not at peace with what's happening in your life, then you're suffering. And that the object of Buddhism is to find peace and to let go of suffering. This is not a Buddhist list, and I am not a Buddhist, but I study all of the spiritual traditions, and I love the idea that we cause the suffering ourselves. No one's causing the suffering for us, which is really a freeing knowingness if you begin to look at it that way. So we can kind of break it down to the 4 causes of suffering, and these 4 areas are not getting what you want, which for me, it happens on a daily basis, and I have to constantly remind myself that I'm not getting what I want, and it has nothing to do with money. I'm not getting what I want when it comes to technology, loading up this video on my phone so that I can record it. I literally think about how many times a day you actually create suffering in your own life because you don't get what you want. There's so many different ways that can show up in your life. And so beginning to tease that out and seeing all the opportunities to say, I'm not getting what I want. Oh, well, thank you for sharing. And then move into that space of peace and know that everything is here for your good. Everything about the entire universe is saying yes. And then there's another one that causes suffering. That's getting what you want and not being satisfied with it. Which I love that one. Because we do that. We say we want something and we get it, but it isn't in the package we want it. It isn't exactly the way that we want it. It isn't the way that we said we wanted it. But that's a form of suffering. So when you get what you want, the opposite of suffering is gratitude. Just being grateful. Just take this moment right here. Being grateful for who you are, what you have, and where you're at. The third form of suffering is enduring the absence of what you love. What you love is already here right now. It's in your energetic force. It's in your soul. But what we do is we think that the outpicturing of something that we love isn't present. So we call that the absence of what we love. And what we can do is begin to see that what we love is starting here first, and then the outpicturing shows up there. But that's finding peace with that instead of the suffering or the resistance to whatever it is that we see outside of ourselves is not there of what we love. And the last and fourth type of suffering is enduring the presence of what you don't love or don't want. And I think that if I were to kind of put these in an order, that's number one that I see most often that people experience. They are enduring the presence of what they don't love or don't want. So think about that for your own life. How often are you doing that on a daily basis? That's a form of suffering. And so the opposite of that peace is to once again be grateful for what it is that you have, but also when you are in an enduring experience, for whatever experience that happens to be. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's I don't have enough money, maybe it's, the kids didn't do what they were supposed to be doing today. There's so many different ways that we're enduring what we don't love. Begin to think about doing only those things that you love. What would that look like for you? For some people, that's a really scary place. So I'm going to share some of those things on future videos, but begin to think about that, ruminate about that, be curious about that, because how you navigate these experiences will define that path that you're now on. Somehow or another, you landed on this channel because you were meant to. And that path gets narrower and narrower and narrower. And throughout this channel, as you explore these videos and they load up and you look forward to them, I encourage you to examine how you do what you do and question whether it leads you towards suffering or away from it. Is it a loving, supportive experience or does it limit you? Remember, I'm not here to tell you what to believe or do. I'm here to guide you on a journey of self-exploration so you can create magic, because that's what you have already. You came here to this world with that ability to create magic simply by being that which you wish you would have. Simply by resonating the energy to create what you want. And you can do it with ease and grace. It's not hard. It just takes focus. So as you watch this channel, I want you to please remember it's always about becoming aware, about noticing, about allowing yourself to be exactly as you are without judgment. And then decide where you would like to be and begin to feel that way. Because we cannot be someplace we can't feel. We can't be something we don't believe. So for those of you who followed me on my journey, you know I used to be an A student. One of my many life stories, my money stories, I was striving for grades and external validation because that is what I thought would bring me love. As a kid, I thought that what love meant from grown-ups was, as a kid, I was an A student and I wanted that validation. But as I grew up and I started to unravel that story as an adult, I could begin to let it go. The sad news is that deep beliefs will crop up now and then. They come to the surface, they bubble up now and again, but it's good now because I can see it. And I say, oh, that's it. Thank you for sharing very much. Thank you for sharing, ego. You're free to go. The most important thing I could ever remind you of is that you are unique, just as I am, just as we all are. And comparing yourself to others is like comparing a monkey to a giraffe. There's no real comparison. So this isn't about you comparing yourself to anybody else, to me, to any other person on social media who you admire, because you can look at someone and say, I love their qualities, but don't say you want to be them. You want to be you. You want to be uniquely you. Compare yourself if you're going to compare to the person you were yesterday. Are you more of your authentic self today? Are you learning? Are you curious? Are you interested in covering why you are who you are, and being and knowing that you truly are already perfect, love, grace, abundance, everything you need right here, right now. We've just put all of these layers on. So when you find yourself comparing yourself to other things, why are you doing that? What are you comparing yourself to? You should only compare yourself with your authentic self. Be curious. This self-awareness is the path to freedom. And knowing yourself, the true you, and seeing why that true you is not being revealed all the time, every minute of every day, is the beginning of real freedom. So looking inward can be scary. Truly, I know. Because we're challenging our own beliefs, and they're very sacred to us. As a matter of fact, we think they're real, but it's such a courageous act. So give yourself permission to feel scared or resistant or angry or joyful or excited, and then be curious about why those feelings are coming up. This is the absolute most fun you could ever have, is being curious about what's going on with you. Never mind everybody out there, because it's not relevant. You will begin to see the world in a different way when you begin to reveal the truth of who you are. But where are these feelings and these beliefs coming from? When you acknowledge your feelings, because you have many of them, and investigate their roots and embrace them with curiosity, you take away their power. Because they feel like they have power over you, and they don't. But we don't know that until somebody tells us. So be compassionate with yourself through this journey. Whether you're looking to be a famous artist like Da Vinci, a writer like Danielle Steele, a psychologist, a spiritual guru, or anything your heart has dreamt of, remember one thing. You can be anything you can be because you are uniquely you. And that dream wasn't put in your heart not to be fulfilled. So let your dreams out. Share them in the comments. Be bold. Put a blue sky dream in those comments. Say something really bold and courageous, because when you put it out there, all of a sudden you begin to make it real. Your authentic self is a gift to the world. It truly is. And it's precisely what the world is waiting for. We're all waiting for you to show up. The real you. Nothing more and nothing less. So I love sharing discovery calls with individuals. And if you'd like to schedule a discovery call with me and just see what path you're on, perhaps investigate, be curious about what's about to happen for you, why you're getting stuck, there's a Zoom link calendar in the first comments below. Please schedule a discovery call with me, and I'd love to help you start to unravel some of the stories. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?